Good morning. Yes, good morning. Welcome to our 2025 Mountainside Veterans Day ceremony. I think it's nice to be inside today. The weather has changed dramatically, and so I think we're nice and comfortable in here, so it's nice to have this multi-purpose room. So welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tim McLaughlin. I am with Mountainside VFW Post 10136 here at Mountainside, and we're very happy to have you today. So Veterans Day, the annual federal holiday that celebrates and remembers all who have served in the military, both in wartime and peacetime. The day has been observed in one form or another since 1919, when then President Woodrow Wilson commemorated the first anniversary of World War I armistice, saying, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride in the heroism of those who have died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory, both because of the thing from which it has freed us and because of the opportunity it has given America to show her sympathy with peace and justice in the councils of the nation." It was officially recognized as a federal holiday in 1938 and became known as Veterans Day in 1954. Veterans Day is celebrated on November 11th, the day the armistice ending World War I was signed every year, regardless of what day it falls on. And to those who have worn the cloth of our military service in defense of our nation, we honor you today. To the families of our veterans, we say thank you as well. To the spouses and families of our departed comrades, we express our sincere gratitude. And thank you all for attending today's Veterans Day ceremony. We do welcome our mayor, and we welcome our council members, and we welcome Assemblywoman Munoz as well. And we just thank again our first responders, our police department, for their service as well. At this time, I'd like to ask you to rise, and we will have a Veterans Day prayer. Please remain standing. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will ask Helen Bunin to sing our national anthem. So uncovered. A Veterans Day prayer. Almighty God, Father of us all, we, your servants, turn to you for continuance of your blessings upon us. You have spared us veterans from the grasp of our enemies. Grant us with full understanding of your precious comfort. We thank you for the privileges of life and the blessings we enjoy through your graciousness in our country, the land in which we are given the freedom of speech, religion, and the pursuit of happiness. Assist us now to know you better and the wisdom to acknowledge you as God of the universe and our ideal. In your mercy, may we be the living find, or may we have the living find of our peace. Grant us, above all, this day, the challenge of high endeavor, the beauty of a humble spirit, the strong courage and will without exertion to continue to glorify you, to praise you, and to love you to the end of time. Amen. Covers, please. Please join with me as we render honors to our nation with the Pledge of Allegiance. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order arms. Mrs. Bunin. Present arms.
Was a lonely real, and the child saw us gleam. His brothers and by stars through the perilous flood. For the land was we walked, for so gallantly stream. Say does the star-spangled banner wave?
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you for rendering honors to our nation. You may be seated. This time, I'd like to ask our Mayor, Mayor Rebelli, to come forward with some comments.
I don't need that. So I want to welcome everyone to our Veterans Day celebration. What better way to celebrate than have the wonderful Star Spangled Banner, the way it was sung. That was beautiful. And I know all you veterans know that Mountainside truly honors our veterans. We do it through the Memorial Day Parade, our picnic, and our ceremony. Again, they were honored this morning at Deerfield School, and Deerfield School gave them a nice present this morning, which I know that they'll appreciate, and it'll be used, to help them and develop their programs. Also, the Mountainside Elks has also made some financial contributions to the VFW. So Mountainside is here. We support you. We thank you for your service. We really do. We honor you that you're here today. I just can't say enough about the veterans, and Mountainside says it every single day. We love you guys. God bless you guys for your service. Okay? Now we're going to have a few words from our Assemblywoman, Nancy Munoz.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a real honor to be here today on Veterans Day. And as was noted, my first stop today was in Watchung, and it was freezing out. And so I'm really happy that we're indoors. But it also reminded me about what our veterans have gone through. We get the pleasure of going back inside after an hour. Many of our veterans never made it out in the cold. Or, my grandfather served in World War I. They suffered through cold and misery. I, like many of you, am the daughter of a veteran. Actually, my family served in the Connecticut Revolutionary Militia. So I go way back. But most recently, as I said, my grandfather served in World War I, was taken POW by the Germans, and made it home, obviously, because that's why I'm here today. My father was an Air Force vet during the Korean War. So I know firsthand what all the veterans have through your service, but also for the families. I'm one of 5 girls. All of us were born in a different state, and some of us even in a different country. And my mother had to move 4 little girls, ages 6, 5, 4, and 2, to Spain all by herself. So to all the families who have served along with their family, with their veterans, I commend you. I've been your Assemblywoman for the last 16 years, and I have been honored to do so, and certainly honored to represent so many of you. And as a member of the Assembly, have worked tirelessly to make sure that the veterans get what they deserve. I was a member of the Procurement and State Benefits, State Contracts Commission, which unfortunately was disbanded because of COVID. But what we discovered during that commission was that disabled veterans who have a special status to be able to procure a state contract, right prior to COVID, there were 0 companies owned by disabled veterans that had state contracts. We were working on that. And if I were to continue in this job, which as many of you know, I have been ousted, thank you. Forced retirement, perhaps? We'll think of a better word. I would continue that fight. We were fighting always for veterans' benefits, for housing for veterans, to make sure that there was not one veteran in this state who was homeless. I've worked with the Center Community Hope Project out at the Lions Veterans Administration to help them to raise money, to help to make sure that the veterans were housed. So I made a commitment many, many years ago as a young child to the vets, to our country. So to all of you, I say thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to this country. Thank you for your sacrifice. May God bless you all. May God bless the borough of Mountainside, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. We very much appreciate your presence here today. You've been with us many times over the years, and to the constituents here at Mountainside and to our veterans, thank you so much. At this time, I would like to ask my comrade Bob Lenihan, U.S. Army Vietnam vet, to come forward for some thoughts. Bob?
I have to get all my props out here. Good morning. It is a privilege to once again participate in a Mountainside Veterans Day observance, to be here with my fellow veterans, to recognize their service and sacrifice, and that of so many who have gone before us or could not be here today. Our veterans, whoever they may be, whenever they served, answered the call. Some served in times of peace, some during disasters in times of unrest, others in far-off places in times of war. All hoped to come home when their duty was done. Sadly, many did not. This is a story of one of those who did not make it home. I grew up in a small town in eastern Connecticut, and I remember as a young kid looking at the Purple Heart Medal awarded to my uncle and namesake, PFC Robert Lenihan. My parents kept it in a drawer. My uncle, my dad, and two other brothers served in World War II. My dad and two of those brothers came home after the war. Uncle Robert did not. He was killed in action in France in September 1944. He was 30 years old. He was buried near where he fell, in a military cemetery in France. I was born 6 months later. My parents, like many of that generation, did not talk about it. No one in my family ever had the means to visit his grave. Inspired by their examples, I began my own life of service. 4 years in the Army, I went to war in Vietnam in 1971. I served in the FBI for 28 years after that. I felt privileged to serve and was gratified by those experiences. In 1999, my youngest daughter, Marin, studied in Paris during her junior year in college. She said, "You have to come visit me like you visited Reagan, our oldest daughter, in Costa Rica 4 years earlier." I told her if we did travel to France, we'd have to find my uncle's grave and visit it. That was the deal. That was also my early days on the internet. No matter what I tried, I could not find any information on the location of my uncle's grave. One day I was sitting in my office in West Patterson, and I placed a call to the American Battle Monuments Commission in Washington, D.C., the organization that maintains all of the overseas American military cemeteries. Within a couple of minutes, the lady answering my call provided me with the precise location of my uncle's grave, the American Cemetery in St. James, France, about an hour south of Normandy. By that time, my uncles, my parents, my aunts and uncles had all passed away. My brother and our generation of cousins remained. I told them I was going to France and was going to visit our uncle's grave. Before the trip, my brother, my cousins, and I visited graves, visited the graves of my grandparents, uncles, aunts, and cousins that were scattered all over New England. We scooped up dirt from near the headstones, and I carried that dirt in plastic containers to my uncle's grave at St. James Cemetery in France. There, on a cold December day in 1999, 40 years after his death, my wife, our daughters, and I offered some prayers, planted an American flag from home, and scattered the dirt around the headstone of PFC Robert Lenihan's immaculately tended grave in the hallowed grounds near where he had made the ultimate sacrifice that September day in 1944, reuniting him in some small way with the loved ones he had left behind. We were the first in our family to make that trip. I am humbled but proud that we did so. We veterans, as do you, all have our stories. Most are not glorious, but we share those common feelings of service, sacrifice, disruption, fear of the unknown, of being gone, of hoping to come home. These stories should never be forgotten. They are worth telling and retelling. This was one of mine. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Bob, for those comments. Very personal to you and your family. And today, Veterans Day, is very personal to each one of us that is here. This time, I'd like to ask our comrade Dan Newcomb to come forward, U.S. Army retired, for some thoughts as well. Dan?
Thanks, sir. Good morning, everyone. My name is Dan Newcomb. I would like to follow up with Senator. I also have family that was in the Revolutionary War, the 10th Pennsylvania Militia. So we go way back. Nearly everybody in my family have served. We have a long tradition of it. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank General McLaughlin, VFW Post 10136, Mayor Birabelli, and the Borough Council for allowing me to speak today. I served for 4 years in the United States Army during the Cold War. I served with the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment, Black Horse, in Fulda, Germany, then was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. This is what Veterans Day is about. It is remembering those brave and honorable men and women who served our country since the founding of our great country. It is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that has a bond like no other. The closest people I have in my life besides family are those who I served with and fellow veterans. Currently, 6.1% of the current population of the United States are veterans. 0.4% of the current United States population are serving in the military. It's a very small number. There are multiple veteran organizations out there. These include the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the American Legion, Disabled American Veterans, Vietnam Veterans, and that's just to name a few. There are many, many out there. These organizations help veterans, families, and those transitioning out of the military into civilian life. These organizations also work with Congress to help support and protect the rights of veterans. Today, you are fortunate enough to witness the good that these organizations do. The VFW sponsors an opportunity for students to write about patriotism and what it means to them. This is a national event that goes from state all the way up to national, and they are awarded prizes as they win. In Mountainside, General McLaughlin and the VFW award gift certificates to the winners. And these essays, I get the honor of sitting in and reading these essays and helping choose the winners. And it was no easy task. There are a lot of very impressive students in our school who write great essays. And they totally understand what it means to be patriotic. The Regimental Association I am a board member of gives out scholarships to the children of those who serve in the regiment. Veterans are those who have served knowing that they would have to make sacrifices at many different levels. These include being away from home for extended periods of time. These include combat deployments. Sailors can be on a ship or a submarine for months at a time with little or no communication from home. Other sacrifices are missing birthdays, births, deaths, anniversaries, graduations, and of course, the ultimate sacrifice. Being a veteran is not only a title, it is part of our identity. It makes up who we are. Thank you very much for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your comments. We appreciate that. We were going to actually have another speaker who couldn't, at the last moment, couldn't be with us, but we'll look to do that in the future. That is Chief Mauricio Vega from town here, who served overseas last year in Iraq and Syria and has a flag to present to the borough. So we'll do that some other time. But I would just like to read to you the greetings from the VFW headquarters in Missouri for today for Veterans Day. Greetings to all those who are assembled. Thank you for all standing with us today, recognizing the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, a date that will forever be etched in the tapestry of our nation's story. Veterans Day is just not another federal holiday. It is also not a day we confuse with Memorial Day. This day, Veterans Day, is for the living. It is an opportunity for our grateful nation to recognize and celebrate every single individual who has worn the uniform of the United States Armed Forces, in war or in peace, on active duty or in the reserve, from the first day they raised their hand to the very last moment. It is an opportunity for our nation to pause gratefully and say with a united voice, your service matters. We remember your sacrifice and we honor the promise we made to you. Looking around today, we see a tapestry of American heroes, from the veterans of World War II and Korea, to those who served in Vietnam, to the warriors of the Gulf and the Balkans and the 9/11 generation who have fought continuous wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and across the globe, the fighting spirit of service spans generations. Today is about honoring the sailor on the sea, the Marine fighting in any climate, any place, the soldier holding the line, the airman owning the skies, the Coast Guardsmen standing watch on our shores, and the Guardians protecting the skies and beyond. Every member of our Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Space Force has left the comforts of home and the warmth of loved ones behind to uphold and defend our American way of life. Our military men and women, along with their families, bear the burden of that separation, that loneliness to face down an ever-present risk. And Veterans Today is about recognizing the choice to place country above self. Today we must also pause and remember those whose names we no longer call out loud. We hold in our hearts the memory of every man and woman who paid the ultimate sacrifice, whose service ended too soon. And we will never forget the nearly 81,000 Americans who are still unaccounted for, our prisoners of war, and those remain missing in action. Their sacrifice remains an open wound, and until every hero is accounted for, we will keep the candle burning. We will continue to advocate, and we will never allow their banner to fade. Until the VFWs watch, they will not be forgotten. Next year, in 2026, our nation will celebrate a monumental milestone, the 250th anniversary of the founding of our United States. Our freedom, our democracy, our very existence as a republic is one to be proud and to be celebrated. It is the direct result of the courage and commitment of the generations of heroes who have risen to protect our democracy and freedom through every challenge, every war, and every threat. As we approach this special landmark birthday, let us reflect on the true meaning of their service and sacrifice that we honor today. Every time a service member steps forward, they made a contract with America. Today, Veterans Day, is our opportunity to tell them the contract is valid. The debt is real, and America will continue to honor that contract. So when you see a veteran, thank them. But more importantly, listen to their stories. Support the organizations like we do here in Mountainside, like the VFW. Advocate for their care and commit in your own life to preserving the ideals for which they fought and served for. To the citizens of our great nation, I thank you for remembering the true cost of freedom. To my brothers and sisters in arms and veterans all around the world, I wish you a very happy Veterans Day and a sincere, heartfelt thank you. On behalf of the VFW headquarters out of Missouri, Kansas, Missouri, we say thank you for attending today's ceremony. Would you please just rise as we close our time with a benediction? Uncover. Our Heavenly Father, we ask you that you will dismiss us with your blessing and grant that we may continually experience the calmness and sincerity of heart and soul which comes from you. Make us useful servants in all things, and all we do say is, Amen. You may be seated.
May I invite?
Yes, sure.
Good morning. A wonderful occasion.
I am very, it's not on? Now? Do you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hetfield House, which I am a member of, invites everyone that's here today to a hot lunch. We have minestrone soup, we have turkey barley soup, we have sandwiches donated by Ms. Ellie, we have the baked zone cheesecake and chocolate cake donated by the bakery. They love us, they love this town, and we love you. So please come over. You like my sweater? The whole Hatfield house looks like this. This sweater was going to go to a thrift store. And I said, oh no, that's going to me, the Veterans Day. So it was made by my niece's grandmother. And she got tired of it. And she sent me a picture. I said, I want that sweater. So I'm proud to wear it, one, because of the work that went into making it, that it shouldn't go to a thrift store. It should be honored after me to another generation of our family. But today is about you guys. My father-in-law was in World War II. My husband, who just passed, was occupied in Babylon, Germany for 3 years. So I know what it is to be alone for 3 years, and he wasn't in war, but he was away. So we had to, I have every letter he ever wrote me, still saved. But again, it's not about me today, it's about you. So come on over, because I cooked, Ms. Ellie's pitched in, the baked zone pitched in, and it's all for you guys.
Thank you, Volunteer. Very special to us, and thank you to all those that the Mountainside Restoration Committee for hosting us again in the Hetfield House, the beautiful Hetfield House, and for honoring us today. So we thank you, appreciate it. So thank you for coming today. Thank you for your attendance, and you are dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you.